Hey everybody, it's me. So I know it's been a little while, hopefully not too long, but just have time right now to make a quick video. So as you guys know, if you have kids, your kids are probably back in school by now. Um, so I'm still trying to get used to that. Of course, we've had doctor's appointments and stuff already. You know how that goes. All the physicals and different school stuff they need. Anyways, so my kids are back in school also. Um, I'm probably the only parent that is so sad about that. I love having my kids home in the summer. A lot of things to do and just a lot of great time to enjoy my kids. So, yeah, I'm definitely the mom who loves her kids home. Um, so this is kind of just a update on what's been going on with my mom. As you guys know, she had a stroke in April, and she did end up going to rehab for a while, and then she came home. Kind of as a recap, she was home, and it was a lot more work than I expected it to be. She about 2 months after her strokes, she started having a lot of confusion and memory problems, and she has a lot of trouble with her intestines and being able to go to the bathroom since her stroke. So she was basically going to the hospital every other day, because if she didn't go for one day, she thought she was constipated. And I was not trained on, I'm not a nurse, I'm not a CNA. I wasn't trained how to do a lot of things. So giving an enema, for example, is not something that I'm comfortable doing because I'm afraid I'll mess something up. You never know. Or, and it's probably simple, but it's something, that I just am not comfortable. She had a caregiver who she absolutely loved. Again, I think she loved her definitely more than she loved me. Um, you know, and we, ended up just so much. Anyway, so trying to take care of my family, myself, my health problems. I've been having some kind of heart problems again. It just, first of all, it was too much on me. Second of all, my mom has a lot of confusion, like I said, and memory problems. So she started having flip outs, is what I call them, where she's sitting there fine 1 minute and screaming at the top of her lungs at another minute about things that she thinks is going on, or that she can't control, I guess. I don't know exactly, but it was very hard on not just me, but my whole family, as you can imagine. It's not, when things go wrong in any family, it affects everybody. So, and we already have a lot of things in our household, as you probably know if you've watched my videos. So, it gets, it really got to me. It started affecting my health to try to take care of her. I never thought like, hey, she'll be in a nursing home. Like, I always expected her to be a home, that I could do it. And, I know people have good thoughts and good things, but, people kept telling me, you can't do it. Even from before she came home. This is a lot of work. You have health problems. You cannot do it. I promise you. But I'm the type of person that I'm a hard-headed person, and I'm like, hold my beer, watch me type thing. But I'm also someone who realizes when it gets to a point that I cannot do it. My mom does not understand that sometimes she understands she has memory problems. Sometimes she understands she's having a flip out. But it won't be until later in the evening because in some way she's backwards, which doesn't surprise me. If you knew my mom, she loves to be different. I don't know if she would choose this different, obviously, but she, in the daytime is when she seems to be bad, and at night is when or evening/night, she seems to get better and be more herself, which is really interesting. Sorry. Because typically people do the opposite. So, to me, that's interesting. But, so she went to the hospital, I think it was the end of July or somewhere in there. And she decided because she thought I was treating her like a prisoner, and keeping her locked in. Of course, obviously, I'm trying to keep her safe. And she did get to go out a lot with her caregiver. She decided she didn't want to come home. And obviously, that hurt my feelings, but also I had to think about myself because if I'm not around to take care of her, then nobody would take care of her. And so she decided she didn't want to come home, and she told the social worker, because my mom also doesn't understand she really can't take care of herself. She has a lot of vision problems. On the times that she would get confused, there's no way she would be able to take care of herself. So not being able to see very well, definitely hinders you to pay bills or do other things. So she told them that she didn't want to come home. And they called me, and I talked to the social worker, and I explained, my health problems and just our household dynamic. And, I'm hard-headed, but so isn't my mom. So, as you can imagine, with her needing someone to take care of her, she wants to be in charge of everything and do everything still when she can't. So, yes, we did butt heads a lot more. We already did before her stroke, but, it got a little harder once she had it, and not understanding that she's having memory problems and not understanding that she cannot see very well, if at all, but definitely very well. She'd already been told that her vision is not coming back. But her brain cannot, I guess, process that. So, as you can imagine, it got worse and worse. So, she was going to the hospital almost every other day in the ambulance. And, as you can imagine, it was tough on my household. We're trying to start school, we're trying to start jobs, there's a lot going on. I have special needs people in my house, this is a lot. I have heart problems. I have all these different problems, as you guys know. So it got, she told them she didn't want to come home. They talked to me. They said, it sounds like you have so much on your plate already. And I think it would be a good idea if we sent her somewhere for right now. So she, as of right now, has been in a nursing home. We are trying to get paperwork and stuff together to get assistant living for her. I'm not sure that's what she needs, but that's what other people seem to think that would be good for her. Considering she can't see and nobody's going to be in your apartment 24/7, I guess I don't know how they think she's going to be able to take care of herself, but, so as of right now that she's in a nursing home, She has a lot of flip outs there. She is very unhappy there. Um, so I go as much as I can to see her. I will be going today. I take her clothes, I take her foods. I do a lot with her, or try to. Or I drop it off like some people would. It just depends on the day, but like today, I'm gonna go spend a few hours with her. Maybe play some games, do some puzzles, take her outside, things like that. But yeah, so that's kind of the latest update on my mom. As of right now, she definitely is not happy being in there. She has blamed me for putting her in there. Of course, she has, um, everything is everybody else's fault. There's no accountability with her anymore. That's one thing she's lost. Um, she's lost, you know, like time. She can't tell time very well, but when she does, she doesn't understand. Like it's been 2 days instead of 6 weeks, or that the person was there yesterday, not today, things like that. So she's definitely lost a lot of things. Of course, it breaks my heart to see her so unhappy. I am, definitely, we're all trying to work together to try to get her an assistant living. And, it breaks my heart to see her have these meltdowns or flip outs, which is anxiety, is what they're treating. But obviously, if you know anything about strokes or older people, it's more than just anxiety. She has not been diagnosed yet, but I'm hoping to get one. That scares her, I think, more than anything is the diagnosis. Anyway, so that's the update on her, and I hope somebody comes across my videos and it helps them to know you're not alone. If you're going through a loved one having a stroke, you're not alone. If you suspect they have dementia, it can take a long time to get that diagnosis. So in the meantime, they treat the symptom instead of the actual problem. You're not alone. There's other people going through this. I'll definitely keep you guys updated if anything changes. It's a sad and upsetting process. It breaks my heart. My oldest won't even go in to see his grandma because it upsets him. And I would never make him go because I do understand. You're not alone, and I hope that this helps somebody sometime. It's okay to be selfish and not answer phone calls sometimes. It's okay not to visit all the time. Because especially if it upsets you, it's okay not to be okay with how you're treated even. Sometimes because we're all human. And even though they don't understand what they're saying, sometimes we do. And, and it hurts. Some of the mean things they can say hurts. I promise. I've heard, I don't love you anymore. I've heard, I can't believe you're my daughter. You name it, I've heard it. And it doesn't get easier, that part. You have to try to learn to ignore it. So you're not alone. And, if you have health problems, sometimes you have to put yourself first. Because, again, if you're not here to take care of that person, then no one else is going to. So, it's okay to be a little selfish sometimes. You need to take care of yourself. Because if you can't do that, you can't take care of others. Well, I will talk to you guys later. Bye.